Hey guys, E3 is over. We're back in our apartment filming a wrap-up because we saw something very exciting yesterday. So what did we play?
We played Skyrim VR.
We did!
And it was cool. It was cool. It was, we played it on PSVR, to be specific. And we've got opinions, and they're not the same. So we thought we'd talk about them a
They're
little.
broadly similar, but it's one of the, we saw it in the trailer of the PlayStation conference, and everyone was like, oh wow, more Skyrim, what's it going to be like? And to be honest, I went in with not particularly high expectations because I thought the trailer made it look a bit crap.
Well, I think we're so used to playing Skyrim on real high settings and so
Xbox One.
And I think that was always going to be the thing that would happen. We'd go and put on the PSVR, which we did, and we were both like, yeah, it's PSVR. Yeah. It's not going to be as good.
It doesn't look great. Yeah. But that said, I think this is the way with every time I played a VR game. You adjust to the surroundings quite quickly, and then, the graphics become less important. It's more about how you interact with the world. And actually, although it didn't look amazing, it was very slick. The movement was really great.
It was, yeah.
And so basically what we were doing is we're doing Bleak Falls Barrow. So, it's one of the very first dungeons you'll do in the game. It's with the claw thing. It's where you get your first power.
Yeah, it is.
So we were doing that. I went first for 10 minutes. And basically, you start off outside and you move using the PlayStation Move controls.
Yeah.
Now they did talk about how in the future it will be DualShock compatible.
Yeah.
But we were using PlayStation Move, and you would warp with the button on top of the PlayStation Move controller.
But it's instant, which is what I like about
instant warping.
Yeah.
And a few games have done that. I remember playing a Portal 2 demo or Portal Universe demo, and that controlled in the same way. So the movement was fine. You could do snap turns as well.
Yeah.
So I really suffer from motion sickness, and I had no issues. So that's good.
The movement I got immediately because I'd seen you do it first. Yeah. But I put it on and it was like bang 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 bang, and you just go you whip around the dungeon.
You're much more actually intuitive than that.
Yeah, I think I picked it up quite. The bit where I found it a little bit tricky to work with, but I'm sure would come with practice, is going remembering which button brings up the quick menu to select a weapon or change a spell or something like that.
But that stuff all worked. All worked fine.
It did.
But the best bit about the whole demo was the combat.
Obviously,
it was really good.
Yeah.
I think the highlight for me was either the dual wielding spells, or it was, which I'll let you talk about, or but it might have been the bow and arrow,
which I didn't do, and I don't know why, but I didn't do it.
You were too busy having a lot of fun.
I was having a lot of fun.
So the bow and arrow, we should say the Move controllers, as you move them around, you see these slightly disembodied hands, which at first is weird and then really fun. I actually started with them the wrong way around, which was a horrible experience. But with the bow and arrow, your left hand is holding the bow, and the right hand is holding the arrow, and you put the Move controllers together and draw it back.
Yeah.
And then you let go, and the trajectory is pretty accurate from what you're doing, and there's no crosshair, so you have to my first shot went way wide, and you kind of rein it in. Actually, and a few more went wide, and a few more I wasn't very good.
I've made comments on your archery before, Cam.
Really satisfying when I finally hit that guy.
Yeah, I did quite a lot of the spells. To be clear as well, the character that we had was incredibly overpowered.
Oh, it was Kevin Van Norden.
It was Kevin Van Norden. Because we just basically go, oh cool, I'm going to use the flame and he's dead.
Yeah. Everything was a one shot with the bow and arrow.
One thing to note is that because this is a super early build, the combat was quite basic in its format. For example,
well, when it came to the melee weapons,
so swinging the swords is only damaging.
It was kind of like as if the sword was a poison stick, and if it's so much as tap the enemy,
you just sort of wave it on them.
Yeah, like a wand.
But it was obviously, because you're using the Move controller, it's 1-to-1 attacking. So you can pull the sword back and look right at the tip of it and sort of study the sword. I like that part. I really like that part.
It is really cool.
But the dual wielding, you can move the hands up and down, turn them around and stuff.
It was very immersive.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing that there wasn't really a way to do is when you're in combat, it's not that you could dodge around. You couldn't sidestep or you'd have to
really.
You have to snap, turn, and warp.
And warp a bit.
Generally, the best tactic was just to warp right up into the face of an enemy and then kill him.
That bit I did like actually.
Yeah,
getting when the enemies get up and you had a Draugr just right up in. I was like, ah.
The bit that got me the most in the whole demo was that bit when the giant spider comes down.
Yeah.
When you're just about before you rescue that guy who's been all webbed up.
Yeah.
The big spider comes down. It's right in your face. It's rearing up. If you don't like spiders, you would hate this. Oh my god! I was thinking anyone who's scared of spiders, that would be hell. But I loved it.
The thing that I like the most about that demo is it feels like if you've played Skyrim a lot, and maybe and me, if you played it a lot and you still have love for it, but you want to try it in a different way, I feel like this would be the way to play it.
For sure, I agree. This is where we might start to diverge.
Yeah, because I was blasting around, going like having the best time, feeling genuinely immersed. I would love to have another go walking through, say, Riverwood and like interacting with characters.
Didn't see any of
because they had quite a limited amount of interaction. So I think you could. You couldn't loot anyone, you couldn't open chests or anything like that.
It was just like but I mean, just a few notes about how they made it. Apparently they kind of built it from scratch, back in the engine, and they didn't just port it straight into VR. They've changed a lot of the way in which things control, as you have to. What we saw, we should prefix, was very early, really early build. The guy, was a developer who we were chatting to, it was clearly they were really please just get something Skyrim VR in front of people and kind of gauge the response. I still think, though, I'm not a huge fan of VR for that type of game anyway. This is where we start to split off in different directions. Me, I like my VR for games where you are, like, if you're sitting down, I want in the game for you to be sitting down, because then you have less breaking of the reality, basically. Whereas in a game when you're running around and warping, like, it's a bit weird. So I still think if you said to me, Cam, I need you to go and play 2 hours of Skyrim, I'd be like, all right, Seb, and I would play on the PC or on the Xbox One over VR. Big but, what I want to see is I want to play this with HTC Vive. All right? Because with a stupidly powerful rig and the Vive, and that
and
might...
some ENBs enabled in your vision.
ENBs, and that might be a whole different...
I reckon so.
Situation.
Plus, it would be interesting to play it without the Move controllers and just a regular joypad, so that you could walk and move and interact with the world. Though you might get more motion sickness that way.
If you could put snap turning on it as well, maybe there's a way of... But because I once played Resident Evil VR, which again is first person, and the build I played did not have snap turning.
It had like the panning, so like the constant pan.
The issue for me is when you turn with the stick, but you don't turn, so your vision moves this way, but actually you don't move. And
and the snap turn does seem to get around that. But overall, I would say I really enjoyed the demo, and I would, like you, I would like to play it more on PC. I do think I enjoy the immersion aspect of it, because I love the world of Skyrim. So having it completely fill my peripheral vision, I'm all for.
It was, don't get me wrong, that was cool. But I think it's just on PSVR, I don't think it's going to be one that will grab me. But maybe HTC Vive or something like that.
But I wonder if they'll release that as some kind of tech demo. I doubt they will, but if they did, I would definitely say try it.
I think, I imagine the plan will ultimately be to bring Skyrim VR to PSVR and to HTC, because Fallout VR is on the HTC Vive. So, I'm sure they will. Why wouldn't they?
No, they will.
They'll sell more copies. But for now, I think they want it to be one of the, an additional thing that gets people to buy the PSVR headsets. And it could be quite a significant draw, actually.
I think so.
Even if you do already own Skyrim on every other appliance in your house. Well, Seb, that was it, really. I enjoyed it.
Yes.
You enjoyed it slightly more.
I think I did,
Let us know what you think about our impressions of Skyrim VR. Let us know if you'd want to play it. Could you imagine yourself being immersed in the world like that? Would you rather just play it on PC? Let us know in the comments. And we'll come back to you soon.
And yes, we will be back.
What are we going to be back with, Seb?
With mods. We've got an Xbox just out of shot that will not power up.
So full disclosure, we were so mad busy before E3, we didn't get a chance to do any Skyrim mods. We planned to do it here at E3. Grab that Xbox. We need to prove it, Seb. We brought an Xbox with us. Xbox One. We brought it to LA in our hand luggage like chumps, and it doesn't work. It
will not turn on.
We haven't been able to mod it here, which is so annoying.
And we even went and raided GameSpot's tech booth, and they couldn't hook us up.
They couldn't fix it either. So I don't know if we fried our Xbox.
We may have fried the power unit.
Maybe the power unit. But when we get back from America, when July rolls around, we're going to be cracking back into the mods in earnest.
Yes.
Thank you for being patient with us, and we will see you then soon for more Skyrim.